guys, it's finally time for that What's So Great About Cream video that got overshadowed by Tick Hell last time. But just as a side note, I know I've said it in the comic book review, but they're coming. We don't quite know when, but it's gonna be next week for sure. Because we currently have the heavy metal event going on, which is 4 days, as you can see here. But yeah, other than that, they're coming. I'm trying to think, like, maybe either next Friday or next Wednesday. That's my guess for it. I'm not gonna bet on it though. Hang on, just forgot to start unlocking a chest. But yeah, let's get on with it. Cream, her stats are pretty good. Her speed used to be 10 and 10, but people complained about it for some reason. They were like, oh my god, she can't be 10, like Sonic's got speed, she can't be as like she can't be as fast as Sonic, so they nerfed her. But oh well. She has the Chow attack, which is like the boomerang attack that basically Tikal has, but this one has no range. No range. Jeez. This one has more range, and you can pick up only one, which is likely why it has bigger range than Tikal's. Bunny Boost, which I found is pretty effective when there's items that are gonna spawn in front of you, like Captive Light and freaking Dead End, because you have to go side to side, and I'm sorry, but I'm a bit distracted today, but you go side to side, and I've dodged a lot of Captive Lights recently with this boost because I had her on a Star Runner mission, so I got to run a bit as her. And of course the Tornado, which it's one of those. It spawns in front of you, and if you hit it, Cream gets speed. Let's get going. Oh, well, she gets speed. She gets a boost, like a small temporary one, but I found that it's kind of an effective one. Okay. Character-wise, I think a lot of people hate Cream as a character. I don't know. Well, I have a pretty good guess on why. I'm pretty sure that the Sonic X cartoon kind of made people not like her. I can't remember if Sonic X came before or after Heroes. But Cream's first appearance was in Sonic Advance, and well, I tried to jump it. What are you gonna do? But sorry, apparently that boost apparently Bunny Boost ruins my concentration. But I think people didn't like her because of Sonic X. Get out of here. Because she had that high-pitched voice, like really, really high-pitched. And she, I don't know, I think some people took issue with the fact that she called everybody Mr. and Miss. But it's like, whatever, she's a polite kid. But yeah, I think her voice definitely didn't get her any fans. I honestly did also find her annoying in Sonic X, and it was only because of her voice. So it wasn't the best in Big Why Would You Do This? It wasn't the best in Heroes either. And I don't think she's had a speaking role since then, like in the games. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that was the case. Oh boy. Oh boy. But I don't know. I like her. She's kind of a pretty good. I think I mentioned this in wow. I think I mentioned this in the Charmy video, but she's a pretty good like opposite to Charmy, whereas he's like the boisterous, child that's like all hyperactive and stuff. She's like the polite little kid, like little girl. Wow. Oh well. And I like that. I really like her in the comics. I think they're really letting her shine in the comics. I also like her items in game. Like if you've played Sonic Advance or Sonic Battle, you'll know that Cheese is a freaking powerhouse. Like she just points. Oh, but now I'm being offered Shadow and Metal again. Not taking that. God, what was my train of thought? Yeah. Her attacks in those games are basically she points and the cheese goes off and destroys like badniks or destroys the other players if it's in Sonic Battle, and that's pretty much what's happening here. Like, because two of her attacks are like her boost is her own, but Chow Nado and the Chow attack are both cheese attacking other players. And I like that little, it's kind of like a callback to those. And it's still cheese kicking butt for this little bunny girl. I wish she appeared more in games. Like, I don't know if it's a rumor or what, but it's like Sega have been like, oh, well, Cream isn't violent, so we don't like want to put her in games where she'd be violent or surrounded by violence or something. But it's like Charmy appeared in I'm really bad with Cream. If you didn't notice, Charmy appeared in Forces. Not that that's much, because plenty of characters appeared in Forces, but I wish she was there too. Like, I don't know, like she can be with Cheese, and be like the fly type. Like, she doesn't necessarily have to do anything violent. I mean, Cheese, like I said, is always the one doing the violence, so yeah. Oh, somebody disconnected. Rip. These ads are freaking annoying. Two more, maybe? Maybe. But yeah, she has really been shining in the comics more than anywhere else. I think it started out in the Archie comics, though they wouldn't let her get into those for a really long time because, freaking Sega works in mysterious ways, and they were like, no, she can't be in the comics because she's a Sonic X character. Even though, no, she appeared in the games first, so she's not like Cosmo and other characters that really appeared only in the anime. So, like, I don't know what the deal with that was. Nobody knows to this day what the heck was up with that decision. But when she was finally allowed to be in the Archie comics, I still felt like they didn't let her do much, but she did get to be nice. Let me pat myself on the back. She wasn't really involved a lot, I don't think. Like, of course, she was in the Sonic X comics as well, but I didn't read those. but they let her be on Team Freedom, so that was kind of something. And then um, she also accidentally brought in the Tails doll in those comics because like Eggman left it out in some ruins, and she was like, "Oh no, like somebody lost this doll. I mean, like I'll get you, like I'll save this doll because you know she's a kid." And I like that they don't try to make her more mature, like the other characters. You know, like Sonic is told to be 15, but he doesn't really act 15. He acts more his age in the movie, honestly. Oh god. Um in the IDW comics, I feel like she's really been shining. Like she has her own personal arc right now, or she had spoilers for IDW comics. Um but we finally like saw her, like we saw the status quo get changed with her for once. Like there's the Zombot arc happening and she was trying to stay positive, and that was really nice. She was like, "Oh, well the least I can do is like be happy when other people can't be happy and try to like spread the joy around." And that was really nice. I really like her. And then of course she, again, spoilers, lost her mom. So she was really dealing with emotions that we've never seen Cream deal with. Okay, one more. Because I think I'm running out of things to say. Like, I do like this character. Like, sure, she's not one of my favorites, but I really like her. Like, she's a nice, positive character, and I do think that she should be in the games more. Because, like, pretty much everybody in the games is, you know, fighting oriented. So we really have this character that's not up for fighting and stuff. Like she's a pacifist, more or less. She sure isn't. But you know. Is anybody even behind me? Jeez. That baby Sonic be zooming. Up, up. Oh jeez. Yeah, I like that. Cheese is the one like that's like cheese I think is like a dog, like a guard dog that's like set to protect this little girl. Even though he looks, you know, like a baby creature. But yeah, people don't like her either because of her voice or because she's not really a fighter. So it kind of steps out of line from the other characters. But I don't mind that. Like I said, I like the change of pace. I'm just repeating myself. But yeah, that about sums it up. I like Cream. She's a cute character. She's a nice change of pace and more or less a pacifist. She does fight if she really, really absolutely has to, as we saw in the comics. But I do like that it's her last resort, and I like how polite she is. And her design is pretty cute, even though in official art her ears keep changing, like length. Sometimes they're like this size, other times they're down to her like knees and they're really long. So that's pretty inconsistent, but I don't mind. Anyway, see you next time, hopefully with Tangle and Whisper, and bye bye.